What's good? I go by the name of Q Made the Beat. Music producer, engineer from the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Originally from West Pittsburgh, but I found myself out here in Sacramento.
My name is Mistah Fab. I represent Oakland, California.
My name's Cozmo, producer from the Bay Area.
My name is Mclemore, and I'm an NBA player for the Sacramento Kings.
I grew up breakdancing, singing choir, Asian families, we grew up with the karaoke machines, you know what I'm saying? So that was always in the family. We always sang and stuff like that. Yeah, that's how I got started with music, making beats, doing songs with everybody and just trying to make the best of a song, I just felt like beat making was the first step to making a good song, but after you record the vocals, you gotta figure out a way how everything meshes together, so that like really, gained my interest that way, just through that process right there.
Q, that's my guy, man. I met Q several years ago, actually. It's with my cousin, DeMaurier. Q was just coming around with super energy.
I think I met Q at a club, man. He says we met one time, like way back out in San Jose in front of maybe the Chronic tour. I was selling mixtapes or something, but yeah.
I think one of my boys, Al introduced me to him. I told Al, like, yo, I'm trying to get in the studio. I'm trying to get a session going. He's like, I got a guy perfect for you and things like that.
Over the years, we've just been, that's just been Lil Bro, man. I've watched his success, which is amazing. Just see where he's gone, where he's come from, and where he's at now.
He hollered at me, he was telling me he was heavy in the music and doing his engineer thing, so we exchanged info. One day, man, I was going to the Bay Area and I was like, man, you know what? Let me hit up that Asian dude, man, that was hitting me, that's been hitting me. Maybe he'll ride with me out there, you know what I'm saying? And pretty much ever since that day, we've been locked in, man. Been pretty close in each other's lives, from music to just regular stuff. That's my brother, you know what I mean?
Met with Q, and then I was just like, all right, let's get it. And from there, that's when we just, became the best of friends and became family and things like that. So, and now I'm here and we still continue to do business and work and things like that.
I just really practice a lot, whatever I did, whether it was trying to make beats, I just tried to figure out how I could sequence my shit, to the best of my abilities. And it was all, trial and error and just like self-taught and just like through friends that did music. Kind of, picked up a little bit from them and a little bit of everybody and just kind of made your own little gumbo pot, you know what I mean? I'm based in Sacramento, Arden area, not too far from downtown. Yeah, so we just built a brand new studio out here and it's pretty nice. It's probably the best studio I ever had throughout my whole career. And with the help of my friends and good people around me, we were able to execute it and get it done the right way and it's good. We got enough room for everybody.
Proud of my boy Q, man. Really, I seen him, come from nothing to something. Like he started out, he was, had his little small studios in other people's houses, in the bedrooms, and, he's driving a beat up car. Like, the struggle was real for Q, you know what I'm saying? Everything he got, he really worked for it.
How'd I end up in Sacramento? This story is funny when people ask me, but I ended up in Sacramento because I was dating a girl at the time. And this is like back in like 2002. I think it was like fresh out of college, fresh out of high school. And then, I went to like community college out here in Sacramento, ARC to be exact. Just try to, pass my time out here because the ex had to do school and stuff like that, and extracurricular stuff out here. So I found myself out here, and when that went bad, I stayed like 2 years out here, with that girl, and then kind of like established myself a little bit, with the surrounding areas, people who did music, they came to me a lot. And I just like made them beats at the time, but after a while I just found myself engineering and just recording because I sold them beats, but they didn't have nowhere to record it. So I just always made sure I had my mic set up and always ready to record. So be ready, when the time arises, just be ready to do business and do it the correct way. Get you far in life.
He's a workaholic, I can tell you that. Man, it's just a blessing to have him around me and our family and things like that. Like I said, I can call him family because so much history and years we have with each other, and you know, it's been fun on the way, so.
Oh man, this journey has been a lifelong journey, and I still feel like it's still going. This is something that I dreamed of when I was a little kid, you know, just coming up doing music, you know, and just trying to get my hands on anything that was electronic, you know what I'm saying, anything that had to do with speakers or anything, you know. I was just very intrigued by the lights, you know, the little knobs and stuff. Used to get my ass beat for that, you know, playing with my dad's stereos, but yeah, this has been a long time coming, man. Been through a lot of ups and downs, but you know, hard work pays off, you know, and it's a bittersweet feeling, you know, because coming up, you know, things didn't just come easy. You had to really work for it. You had to really prove yourself. We didn't have the internet and stuff like that, and we had to find different ways to get noticed, you know what I'm saying? We couldn't just post it and it shows up, you know, on a post. It didn't happen that way, you know what I mean? So everything was organic, more organic back then. But nowadays, you know, it's just cool, you know. It allows people to get noticed a little quicker, and you know, networking is a lot easier. People are easier to reach, you know, and you know, no one's invincible. You know what I'm saying? So you know, yeah. So music is, I think music is a lifetime journey. It's infinite, you know. You got to do this with passion, regardless, through the ups and downs. When people tell you to quit, or you know, when you think you might want to quit, you don't quit, because you know it's only going to slow you down even more. You know, when you feel like you have something, you have to follow it through. Follow through with your dreams, you know, with your passion. You have to see it through, believe in it, like think about it every day, think it into existence, manifestation. I truly believe in that, and I just feel like I'm blessed because, you know, everything that I wanted in life, you know, with music, I felt like I was able to achieve it, you know, because I believed in it so much. Even if no one believed in it, I believed in it so much. So, you know, that's what, you know, that's how I live my day-to-day life, just believe. And even when I'm down, you know, just music to bring me through everything. Like, you know, that's my passion, and I will always do music.
Especially my uncle, he's always, you know, talking about him, like, man, how Q doing? You going to the studio and things like that. So everybody in my family knows about Q because me and my little brother, who passed away about a month ago, we always in the studio and working with Q, and every time we tell people where we're going, they're like, oh, we already know you're going to Q's, you know, to go get in the studio and things like that. And everybody know that's us, you know, and we always do this and things like that. And Q became a part of our family, you know, the friendship and the trust and things we've done together and the work we've done together, you know, so I'm happy that I met Q, you know, so like a big brother to me, for real.
Guy's just got a big heart, man, you know what I'm saying? And just, he's one of a kind. Anybody that's been in the room with Q for long enough can see how he could just turn something to nothing.
You know, Q's just whole excitement, man. It's just the energy that he brings to the table, and he's so full of ideas and full of light that when he get a chance to let that out, it always shines through. It always, you know, it's always about a play. If he won't call you if it ain't about no money. He got some money for you, like, man, it's a play up. I got some business going on. And then just the genuineness of him just always being like, yo, I'm just checking on you. Just making sure things is good. I got this going on. I got some stuff. You know, several times where he could have been selfish with some of the things that have been brought towards his table, he would always just share it with others.
I had this real special moment, you know, at this time I was living in Sacramento. I mean, you know, around, this was like, this is my 12th year in Sacramento now, around, you know, over 10 years in Sacramento, but maybe halfway through that, you know, I found myself really depressed, you know, living in, you know, on couch to couch, like, you know, different friends' house. I was struggling, you know. I used to work at KFC and clean swimming pools, and, you know, I just decided that wasn't for me and just quit my job. And I went to college because, you know, it supported me financially. You know, as ironic as it sounds, I just used the financial aid money to buy my music equipment. You know, I really didn't, that's the only real money that I could get, you know, a lump sum at a time. So when I got it, I knew where it was going, you know, so I didn't really care about school. I already knew what I wanted to do. And you know, I just, you know, you always got to leave room to grow though. So, you know, I went to educate my mind and just to see if I could pick up a little something that I didn't know, you know, some business programs, you know, and try to, you know, sharpen your skills a little more, because, you know, we all know how to work in the studio, but we all hate the business aspect of it. And you know, I try to be more business about it now, because I did my whole little run with working with artists and just not having the paperwork right, and everybody get ahead of themselves and they don't, you know what's what, and it's just confusing, and it gets frustrating when you feel unappreciated and you overwork for everybody around you, because they pump you up and make you feel like you're the guy, and it makes you feel like okay, let's do it, and you know, you become blind to what's the realizations that, you know, how are we gonna get paid? You know, how are we gonna keep it going? Because this can only last for so long until something gives, you know what I'm saying? And plus, a lot of times, you know, not everybody, you know, shows you appreciation. Not everybody's gonna be like, oh, you know, we did this as a team. Some people want to take individual credit. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. I just feel like, you know, put in your work and it'll show through itself. You know, you don't have to really fish for compliments or things like that. It'll come naturally, as long as you're talented and you know what you're doing. And people will respect that more than anything. Just be yourself, do what you do, stay in your lane. And I don't think you can go wrong. You know, just put good energy out there and you'll get good energy back. You know, that's how I'm able to do music for so long. People are like, damn, he's still doing music, and you know, so sometimes, you know, you take a step back, and you know, that's why it's good that you take it step by step. You got to build your foundation one brick at a time. So when you do build that big house, and a tornado comes, it'll probably knock off the shingles off the top of your house, but it won't crumble your foundation, because you're so strong. You got a lot of people that believe in you, and it just makes it harder for everything you work hard for to crumble, you know, when something does go wrong. Like, say, if you had to move or you relocate, you know, you got a bunch of people that are willing to help you, and that's part of your foundation. So, you know, it kept me alive, you know, and I just believed the whole time. And you know, it's a one thing on if you believe it, you got to see it through. You got to actually do the work. Through my process of music, I just learned to network, and there was a time when I was struggling in Sacramento, and I was just, you know, didn't know what was to come. So I was just very optimistic on just traveling and just getting into music conferences and stuff like that, and panels, you know, just get knowledge and network with producers and artists and A&Rs and just whoever could ever help. It could help you, you know, potentially help you. You just got to be out there to be there. Like, I'm ready to, you know, for your calling. So there was this weekend, I think it was a DJ Hip Hop Summit conference in Las Vegas, and you know, we were just out there. You know, I had our demo CDs with our beats pressed up. My boy Cozmo Beats was with me, and he had his own beat CD. And you know, that night I seen Ron Artest. He's a former NBA player, champion at that. But I seen him at the Palms, and I gave him a beat CD, just to make a long story short, and he hit me up on MySpace like a couple weeks later, and it snowballed, and I thought it was fake, because MySpace was fake back then, like a lot of fake pages, so I just didn't really think it was real, and I just kept on watering the plant, and it grew into something that I could never believe. Like, you know, Ron took me under his wings and just kind of changed my life, you know.
You know, Q in the building, Bay Area.
Got the homie Jose in the building.
Oh, without doubt. You know,
big homie.
Queensbridge, like we say, Queensbridge, baby, poppin'.
Not even financially, you know, it's just like, you know, just overall, just gave me a platform for me to stand on, even when he's not there, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I will always, you know, be grateful for that moment, because, you know, he helped me be business-minded, and, you know, brought me around a lot of, you know, different stages of music and entertainment world in Hollywood. When he signed to the Lakers, and we were out there living it up, I was living like a rapper, you know, and that was probably the moment that I will always be grateful for. And I just think that is, you know, it meant everything to me, you know what I'm saying? So now when other people come mess with me, I know how to conduct myself. And, you know, if you're famous, I'm gonna treat you like, you know, like my regular client, you know, so everybody gets this. I try to be fair. You know, what I charge a famous person is the same thing I charge my regular artist. So there's no up and down, you know, it's because, you know, I just want to be true. You know, I want the dots to connect when people converse with each other and I'm not around. I want it to make sense, you know what I mean? So.
Just as a friend, you know, you got a genuine friend, especially when you get in a certain status of, you reach a certain status quo in a public status, it becomes the scarcity of true friends to be able to look to your left and look to your right and actually see somebody that you know that really appreciates you and not your accolades or not your accomplishments, or someone that genuinely doesn't want anything from you. It's not about no money, it's not about nothing. There's somebody who really got your back. And I think that's what I appreciate most, that through everything, he's a real true friend. He's somebody that, you know, he'll open his doors up for you. You know, he'll give you the clothes off his back, man, especially if he genuinely got love for you. And he does it with nothing in return.
I'm excited about a lot of artists that I'm working with, such as Dino, you know.
Every artist I brought in there, he would help scope them, like.
And if anybody that knows that record with Q, he gonna kick the shit out of you and be like, hey, that shit don't sound right, do that shit again, you're fucking flat. He'll throw his hat off. If he take his hat off, oh, he upset for sure. If he show the head, he upset for sure. He for sure upset.
He would push the hell out of him. He would make sure that, you know, whatever you had in you, he's gonna make sure it comes out. Like, he's gonna yell at you. He's gonna, like, he's gonna get on your case. He's gonna piss you off.
He's just gonna be like, bruh, you know what, get the fuck out. And you gonna sit there and be like, damn, he's really telling me this right now. But it's like, it's not to discourage you, it's to get the creativity out of you. And that's what I had to learn from him, and that's hella dope that he does that shit too as well.
He's gonna yell at you, bro, but he's only doing it because he wants to bring the best out of you. And I feel like most engineers don't even do that nowadays. Like, they just press play. So that's why I go to Q. Like, that's just my number one. That's my number one producer right there, like engineer guy.
When I started with him to now, you could tell the difference, a big difference, and obviously he did a great job with helping me find my sound and things like that, and different things I can get out of my element with.
Q's definitely did a lot for me, you know what I mean? And like, because at first I was honestly discouraged myself to even be like singing on songs and stuff like that. I was just realistically just rapping and stuff like that, but when he was just like, bro, you can definitely do it, I'm like, all right. I had to find that, you know what I mean? And then like, when you find that, you gotta lock that in, and that's exactly what he did. He locked that in for me, and like, he brought the beast out, you know what I mean? And that's why I'm forever grateful for him. For real, for real.
Q, he gave me so many opportunities, man, to meeting Mike Mozzy, the, you know, legendary producer for E40, Tupac. You know, just making a lot of my connections. I got most of my placements through here. Even though it wasn't through him, it was at Q's studio. And I'm fortunate enough to help him build the studio right here that we're sitting in right now.
For those who've been around me for a long time, they're mostly happy for me because they've seen my struggle and my grind and seeing me see it through, and they're just, you know, ecstatic as I am, you know what I mean? So.
He didn't get nothing easy. He didn't have nothing handed to him. He worked hard for his shit, and now he's one of the most respected engineers around. He got, you know, Mozzy sending them files to mix down. He got the top rappers in the game fucking with him.
And I do music because I want to share, you know, I don't know, I just feel like everything that I do with music, it has a story to it, you know, whether it's just a little harmony or a melody, it's just something behind that gives you a feeling of feeling good or hopefulness or whatever it is that, you know, I don't know, I just feel different. I just feel like my ears and I'm just so passionate about music. Like, I would be doing this regardless. I would still be making my beats and recording my homies just like I did 15 years ago, you know what I mean? But it just, you know, the dice rolled good a couple times and I was able to take advantage of that and in a good way, you know, and just kind of, you know, kept it going, man. Never stopped. Once you stop, your snowball's gonna melt. You know, you gotta keep the snowball rolling. Even if it just gets a little traction, it doesn't get big for 6-7 months, another year, and who never knows? You never know. As long as you're working, that means that, you know, your chains on your bike is greased up. You know, it ain't getting no rust, and you ain't giving it no room to rust. You know, you have to keep it going and practice and just keep on doing it. So music is everything to me, and it will always be, and I will do this until I die. My name is Q, aka Q Made the Beat, and that's my groundwork.